John's on the line in Camas, Washington. Hey, John, welcome to the program.
Lars, John Lee from Camas. Thanks so much. I love First Amendment Fridays, and as always, you're doing a great job.
Thank you much.
Hey, it's been a tough week for Clark County taxpayers this week. Two things have gone down. Number one, sadly, the CTran Board of Directors voted to spend over half of our cash reserves on bus rapid transit.
Oh, boy.
And the other aspect that went down this week was that TriMet sent a letter to the CTran board refusing to terminate that horrible contract that was signed last fall that obligated Clark County taxpayers to pay a $5 million penalty if they don't follow on all the terms of the deal that was related to the CRC. And it's just horrible governance for the people of Clark County that our money's being used in this manner.
Well, now, I agree with you on the bus rapid transit because Eugene has done that. It's neither rapid nor is it inexpensive. They ought to use just the plain old-fashioned buses they've got. And when I say old-fashioned, heck, Clark County got to natural gas buses a long time before TriMet ever did. TriMet is now trying out a bunch of million-dollar electric buses. It seemed like one of the dumbest ideas they've ever done, although sorting out the dumb ideas at TriMet is almost a full-time job. But you're telling me that David Madore's idea of getting rid of that $5 million obligation to TriMet went down in flames? Didn't work?
Well, the board of directors at CTran did not vote on it, but what happened was that at the meeting earlier this week, they were each given a letter from TriMet, where TriMet said, hey, we understand your board is going to discuss this. And there had been a apparent request to voluntarily terminate this so that formal legal action would not have to be taken. And TriMet refused to terminate the agreement. They talked in very rosy language about how this is a wonderful deal for CTran, and in the event a future project comes up, not related to CRC, but some future project, that this would be a great deal, and therefore they're going to keep this contract in force. And so, sadly, the next step, if David Madore can get the board of directors to authorize it, is they're going to have to spend taxpayer money and take legal action against TriMet in order to get this horrible contract terminated.
Well, now, here's what's crazy about it, just so everybody knows what John's talking about, and John is right about this. There was a point where CTran, the transit agency for Clark County, decided to write a contract with TriMet effectively to put a gun to their own head and say, if there's ever a light rail project and CTran refuses to support it, then they will have to pay $5 million in cash to TriMet for nothing. Well, once the Columbia River crossing died, light rail across the river pretty well died, thank God. And they said, we don't need this agreement anymore. We don't need to be under the gun for a potential $5 million. Clearly, TriMet is suggesting to them that they have some idea that somewhere down the line they'll still push light rail across, and they want that poison pill or gun to the head for CTran. And so now TriMet's trying to say, oh, what a wonderful deal. It only goes into effect if you don't do exactly what we tell you to do. So this is this small government in Oregon, TriMet, that is threatening a government in another state and saying you best keep that legal agreement in place or you're going to have to sue us to get rid of it. You know, TriMet is just turning into a really evil agency, John, and I